created a fake scenario, so I'm just upping the fucking ante there. Okay? Compare. Should doctors have a say in whether or not you should be allowed to own a gun, like for mental health issues? I do think so, but that's something that people will go around as well. Anyway, let's keep going with whatever the fuck Joe Biden is saying here.
Those poor folks who died left behind families. It leaves a big hole in their hearts. And we can save lives, increasing the background checks so that they're supposed to occur, and eliminating assault weapons and the size of magazines. We don't know all the detail yet on that. But I'll be talking to you more later today or in the next couple of days about what else we know. May God bless you all and those families who are mourning today because of gun violence in Colorado and Georgia, all across the country. We have to act so there's not more of you, there's fewer of you as time goes on. Thank you so much.
Will you introduce new gun legislation, Mr.
Anyway, I wonder why you can't get a rocket launcher easily. Why can't we just do that with an AR-15? I think you're wrong. I think we should be able to get rocket launchers easily as well. Bro, don't you realize you just made a great argument for allowing even more powerful weapons? Yeah, only if you're a fucking moron. That's my point, dude. And by the way, guess what? With the amount of surplus weapons with the amount of small arms surplus weapons that we have that are beyond like literal fucking AR-15s, like the way that the M4 or the M16 and all of the other civilian usage guns that were created in the aftermath of Vietnam, we probably will expand on guns that civilians can use. Get ready for fucking grenade launchers, okay? Civilian use grenade launchers. Hey, when BLM's coming down your doorstep, you better be ready. You better recognize you're going to need to have a grenade launcher, okay? How come the cops get to have grenade launchers, but I can't? Yeah, get ready. Get ready for fucking grenade launchers. And then maybe some, maybe some single-use fucking rocket launchers, too. We should have that, brother. I need to have a single-use rocket launcher. And I sleep with an impact grenade under my pillow, liptard. Exactly. I think the problem is, I mean, you could literally go and get a grenade launcher right now. The hardest part is the grenades themselves, I think. My dad literally has ammo stocked up for when Antifa comes, and we live out in fucking rural Ohio. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm sorry, your dad shouldn't have guns. Okay, like literally, anyone who says shit like I need this arsenal of weaponry to take down black folk when they come into my neighborhood, like you should not have a gun. You literally should not have a gun until someone slaps some fucking sense into you. You should not own a weapon. They already got launchers. The explosive is hard to get. Most are gas canisters or dud projectiles. Yeah. After Sandy Hook, the Republican majority Senate stopped gun control reform. Senate is majority Democrat now. Why do you still have no faith in it? Because it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to eliminate the fucking filibuster on an issue that most Americans are not even aligned on. Especially like banning AR-15s, I don't think it's as popular as Democrats think they are. Despite the fact that universal gun control is incredibly popular, it's like 90% and has been 90% for a very long time. But get ready for fucking cinema and like some dumbass hog Democrats to want to put a name for themselves out there. New Arizona poll on Kristen Sinema has her tanking to 39% approval. Yeah, exactly. Of course, motherfuckers hate Sinema. And like Mark Kelly, I wonder which one has a... I wonder, out of these two Arizona senators, which one was for $15 minimum wage and which one was against $15 minimum wage? Oh, maybe the fucking net minus 1% favorability rating, Kristen Sinema, was against fucking $15 minimum wage, and Mark Kelly was for $15 minimum wage. I wonder if that has anything to do with anything. It's fucking bullshit. But it's because she's a woman, Sweaty. That's why. Americans are misogynistic, and that's why they fucking despise this dumbass. In practice, these laws disproportionately affect poor and minority communities. 56% of gun-related arrests are black people. Next highest group is Hispanic. Sorry, I don't agree with laws that put more innocent people in jail. No, you're right, dude. You're right. We should literally abolish all laws in its entirety because the racist criminal justice system enforces those laws in a disproportionate manner. You're right. Abolish all laws. What a great fucking take, dude. We should have zero gun control because gun control is more often than not, used against black and brown people. I got it. Never mind, dude. Fuck it, dude. Abolish literally all laws, dude. That's how it should work. Don't solve the actual fucking problem. Do not look at the disparities within the criminal justice system and instead destroy the fucking common sense gun regulations that we should be putting forward. Great. Why do so many leftists have weird reactionary gun takes? Why do so many? Because we're in America, okay? And everybody in America loves shooting guns. It is part of... Remember what I talked about? The American contract dictates that you get to have $5 jalapeno poppers, okay? You have a shit day at work. You fucking hate your boss. Your boss is fucking your wife. You've sold your soul to toil endlessly, to do monotonous tasks that are not actually improving your life. Every single day is worse than the fucking day before, but you blind yourself with consumption, okay? The contract dictates that as long as you can get $5 jalapeno poppers at Applebee's with your friends and maybe flirt with the waitress there and get a little bit of action in your life for the first time ever, okay, then everything is fine. And the $5 jalapeno popper in this argument is the AR-15. It's fun as fuck to shoot, and you want to be able to own it, and you feel like a big man. You feel like a big boy when you have that gun in your hand and you're fucking shooting it. Okay? It's a very cool Lego toy. Problem is that Lego toy kills things, okay? That's the only purpose for it. It's a Lego toy that is easily accessible and also, like, relatively cheap. It's purchasable, right? It makes you feel like a big boy. Makes you feel like you have a big boy hobby. So when you take that away, people are going to be like, well, what the fuck do I have? I have nothing. This is bullshit. Not only purpose. Yeah, no, you're right, brother. You're right. I'm going to light a fire with my gun. I'm going to ride my gun to work today. No, it's the only purpose, you dumb fuck. Like, at least I'm honest. It's literally made to kill. Like, what kind of delusional... Hey, maybe light your cigarette next time. Don't do it, actually, because you'll fucking kill yourself. How does this keep happening? Ask the only country where this regularly happens. Yeah. Are you destroying the pronunciation of jalapeno on purpose? Yes. Anyway, I'm going to continue with the story, obviously, but before I do that, it's top of the fucking hour. The first ad break of the day, boys. Top of the hour every hour. This is a 60-second ad break. This is the first of the fucking day. You no longer want to see the ads. All you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Connect your fucking Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month. Yeah, here, you can use it on your favorite streamer. Hopefully it's me, Eve, despite my bad takes on gun control, because I'm fucking crazy. I'm a delusional libtard who thinks, if you have a fucking cool toy, like a murder dildo that can end people's lives, you should be a little bit more responsible with it, and it should be a little bit harder to get than just like fucking rolling up and purchasing one. It's nuts. Here's the ad. Anyway. Okay. So that was Joe Biden's answer to it. We already talked about how the NRA was celebrating this fucking victory, on 10 plus round mags preempted by state law. Now we're going to get to some other members of Congress making idiotic arguments. I have to go pee, though. Here's Senator Blumenthal and Ted Cruz and all these other
America awoke today to another nightmare, stunning, shocking, savage, but unsurprising. Inaction has made this horror completely predictable. Inaction by this Congress.
Is it really all that shocking? It's not really. Why not ban sugar like this gun you don't think we need? Yes, ban sugar. Brother, why don't you ban sugar?
Us complicit. Now is the time for action to honor these victims with action, real action, not the fig leaves or the shadows that have been offered on the other side, along with hopes and thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers cannot save the 8 victims in Atlanta or the 10 last night, including a brave police officer. Thoughts and prayers can't save the 24,000 people killed every year or the 26 blacks killed every day, the 8 children killed as a result of unsecured weapons every day. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. And yet, thoughts and prayers is all we have heard from my colleagues on the other side. Thoughts and prayers must lead to action.
Yeah, we say that every time, and it fucking never happens. So here's Ted Cruz. What happens in this committee after every mass shooting is Democrats propose taking away guns from law-abiding citizens? Like, this notion that we're taking away guns from law-abiding citizens is so fucking stupid. Especially because, like, it's a law, dumbass. And if you change it, which you are making an argument as to why we shouldn't change it, then it would no longer be a law-abiding citizen if they have the fucking gun. That's how laws work. Just talk about why it's stupid or talk about why the law is stupid instead of being like, oh my God, I can't believe law-abiding citizens are going to have their fucking guns taken away. It's bullshit. Most people that own one fucking pistol or one fucking rifle to hunt are not going to be anywhere near touched by this, okay? Do you know who gets hurt by this? Motherfuckers that you all know, and you all know people like this. Everyone in America has a guy like this in their lives, okay? That own like 75 fucking AR-15s. They have an entire arsenal. They have suspiciously a lot of World War II memorabilia as well because they're a fan of history, okay? I'm calling out a lot of your dads right now. Like, wealthy, upper middle class, instead of buying a fucking jet ski, goes out and buys a goddamn gun and, like, loves fucking around with it, loves playing with guns. That guy, okay? Normally, we look to people like this, like my uncle in Turkey, who has a hobby with trains, okay? He has an entire room dedicated to fucking trains. Little baby trains that he, like, works on. And then, they fucking go around and it's wonderful because the trains don't kill anyone. Okay. He just loves trains. He loves he loves purchasing them. He loves creating like different scenery. That's great. Why can't gun weebs be the same? Why can't they just like recognize that their hobbies are fucking murdering people, and therefore there should be some regulation around it? It's a hobby. That's all it is. And if little toy trains were murdering people, I'm pretty sure that my uncle and other people that love fucking toy trains would most likely say, yeah, this should be regulated.
Once again, we wake up to a horrific act
I
of
gotta
mass
pee.
murder. All of us lift up in prayer the families in Boulder, Colorado, families in Atlanta that lost their lives, including the police officer in Boulder, Colorado. I can tell you in Texas, we've seen far too many of these. I was in Santa Fe the morning of that shooting. Santa Fe High School is less than an hour from my house. I was in El Paso at the Walmart for yet another senseless mass murder. I was in Dallas where 5 police officers were murdered by a radical. I was in Sutherland Springs in that beautiful sanctuary where a monster murdered innocent people. I've been to too damn many of these. Senator from Connecticut just said, it's time for us to do something. I agree. It is time for us to do something. And every time there's a shooting, we play this ridiculous theater where this committee gets together and proposes a bunch of laws that would do nothing to stop these murders. Senator from Connecticut just said the folks on the other side of the aisle have no solutions. Well, the senator from Connecticut knows that is false. And he knows that's false because Senator Grassley and I together introduced legislation, Grassley-Cruz, targeted at violent criminals.
Yeah, no, we do have solutions, Senator. It's called more guns in the hands of babies. Why are Democrats stopping us from giving babies weapons of mass destruction? It is preposterous that children under the age of 13 outside of states like Nevada, where God-fearing Americans work and live every goddamn day, cannot give their babies pistols. Sick and tired of it. Sick and fucking tired of it. The only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good baby with a gun. Think about it. If a baby in a crib had access to one of them machine guns like those ISIS people have on top of their Toyota Tacoma trucks, how many mass shootings would occur? 0. As soon as a mass shooting is about to start, the baby gets on the railgun and starts blasting motherfuckers.
Targeted at felons, targeted at fugitives, targeted at those with serious mental disease, to stop them from getting firearms, to put them in prison when they try to illegally buy guns. What happens in this committee after every mass shooting is Democrats propose taking away guns from law-abiding citizens because that's their political objective. But what they propose, not only does it not reduce crime, it makes it worse. The jurisdictions in this country with the strictest gun control have among the highest rates of crime and murder. When you disarm law-abiding citizens, you make them more likely to be victims.
I'm sorry, what? First of all, there needs to be federal regulation, which currently does not exist. I love, like, the Chicago argument, right? This is what the Chicago argument is. Like, well, you know, there's a lot of strict gun control in Chicago, where a lot of blacks and browns live, as you know. But it turns out there's a lot of gun violence in Chicago. Okay? Well, Chicago doesn't live on an island on its own. You can go across the goddamn state line, purchase a weapon, and come back to Chicago and use that gun pretty easily. Not like they're spawning guns over there. You know what I mean? It's not like it's fucking, there's a spawn point in Chicago where criminals have just access to. Why does America think that the way to fight gun crime is by adding more fuel to the fire with more guns? Because we've lost the plot. Because who gives a fuck? Okay, that's it. It's literally, that's the reason. Because no one cares. Guns are fun. Most people want to keep shooting fun guns. And they don't want their fun to go away. It's not just the NRA, chat. Stop saying just NRA, NRA. The NRA is just expressing the interests of gun manufacturers. Okay? But the real reason is guns are fucking fun. We don't have any other like real issues that we could ever, God forbid, focus on, like, economic issues that cover the broadest of American citizens. So we got to fucking talk about like how much fun guns are without saying that they're fucking fun. We got to make sure that everybody is talking about guns as though it's like the only way to survive. Like Ted Cruz would be dead right now if he didn't have a fucking gun collection. You understand? Like he would just be dead. It's my life support. When I went into the hospital, when I got COVID-19 China virus, I told my doctor, I said, listen, this is a fake disease. It's a fake news disease. Don't shove a vent down my throat. Shove my AR-15 down my throat and one up my ass at the same time. Make them meet in the middle. This is the only way I can survive. I need my emotional support gun. Like, look, you know how some like super fucking basic white girls have no personality on the internet, so they'll just be conservative as their entire personality? Or some people are like, I'm a horse person, okay? Some people are like, I have no personality, so I'm going to substitute that with whatever the fuck I'm consuming. That's what gun people do. Okay? That's literally it. That's it. You just have no personality, so you're just like, I'm buying a gun, and this is everything about me that you need to know is just my gun. I mean, a lot of leftists are in here getting called out right now because, like, their entire personality is how fucking far left they are. Sorry. But at least that's, less painful than fucking going out the bat and arguing for having more murder dildos in the hands of whoever the fuck. I wonder how we change culture from this to change. He meant to say liberal, but that's his fans, LMAO. What? My fans aren't liberals, they're leftists. I called out my fans. I called out members of the community. God. How the fuck do dumbass like right-wingers find their way into this audience still? And will say stuff like, y'all are a bunch of liptards. I came in here just to say that. Now you can ban me. I'll move on. This is not beer. It's fucking cold brew, for those of you who are wondering. So, for people who are wondering, like, why is there no solution to this? Well, there is no solution to this problem because we've given up. Okay? These are toys. We cannot stop Americans from consuming, and we cannot stop them. We cannot separate them from their fucking toys. Because if you do that, then all hell breaks loose. Then you recognize that the reality that you exist in is bullshit. It fucking sucks. Who the fuck treats a gun like a toy? Literally, all of the gun hobbyists absolutely treat this like a fashion accessory or a toy. They might comprehend how powerful that toy is, and that plays into why they love it so much, but they are literally a fucking toy. That's it. It's a very fun hobby. It's a very dangerous one, but it's a fun one, for sure. Also, of course, no other country on the planet exists, so we should never look to examples of other comparable OECD nations and like how they've been able to not have magically not have this much gun violence. And also, do not forget, gun control starts with the police. Okay, I make no mistake. This is a part of the conversation that rarely ever gets covered. I talk about it every time I talk about gun control. 100%, 1000%. Gun control literally fucking starts with the police force. Okay, demilitarize the police, demilitarize the American people, and demilitarize the fucking police. In Southern Illinois, people just drive to Missouri to get guns because Illinois has stricter laws. You can just buy a gun at a gun show with your ID. I know. Anyway, oh, here, this is the shit that really drives me up a fucking wall. Here, let's talk about this part, okay? John Kennedy is back at it again, baby. Let's go with a hot fucking take.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. I've listened to my colleagues' comments with interest, and I join with Senator Feinstein in hoping that we can do something about this. But I do think we ought to keep this in perspective. What has happened in the last few days, what's happened in the last years, is of course tragic. And I'm not trying to perfectly equate these two, but we have a lot of drunk drivers in America that kill a lot of people. We ought to try to combat that too. But I think what many folks on my side of the aisle are saying is that the answer is not to get rid of all sober drivers. The answer is to concentrate on the problem.
If you drive drunk and don't kill anybody, you go to fucking jail. In order to be able to drive a vehicle, you need to have a license. You need to have registration. You need to have insurance. Okay? If we had at least like a fraction of the regulation that revolves around a fucking car and driving a car, which has a tremendous amount of utility beyond fucking murdering people, okay? We would eliminate like 90% of the problems that everyone is talking about. So please, when gun hogs use this argument, please just shove it back down their fucking throat and be like, exactly, we should have the same kind of fucking regulation. Okay? Shooting schools. Training. Demonstrate that you have the capability to fucking use a weapon appropriately. Care for it appropriately. It is very serious. And remember, you can't drive your fucking gun to school. Okay? Like, guns have no utility beyond murder. Cars, on the other hand, are profoundly important.
We have had a problem in this world for some time with both domestic and international terrorism. Many terrorists happen to be Muslims.
Again, statistically untrue. Okay? Literally does not make any sense to live through the Trump era, especially, and to turn around and be like, many of these terrorists are Muslims. Like, you're out of your fucking mind, dog. No, here's how who the terrorists are. Your constituents in Louisiana, motherfucker. That's who. So that's why he's like, oh, well, white supremacists are not terrorists. They're just having a bad day. Muslims, on the other hand, that's the real problem. No, motherfucker. No. Okay? I'm sorry. White supremacy is a way more pervasive problem in America as it pertains to domestic terror than fucking Islamic terror, okay? Incredible take, though. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You could literally just be like, no, Muslims. Muslims are terrifying. We need to stop Muslim terror.
When a when a Muslim jihadist blows up a school full of school children, we are often told not to condemn all of the actions of those of the Muslim faith because of the actions of a few. And I agree with that. So why doesn't the same rule apply to the 100 million plus gun owners in America who are exercising their constitution?
Motherfucker, no one is saying every single gun owner is a fucking psychopathic freak. Like, what is this argument? Where did this argument come from? How far did he have to reach in his ass to pull that out, dude? Like, this notion that, like, you know, every fucking person is saying, all liberals are saying, like, if you own a gun, that means you're a terrorist, is fucking psychotic. And also really funny coming from the dude who literally just said, you know, Muslims are doing a lot of terror. It's like, no, they're not. Like, they're not. Pound for pound, white people are doing a fuckload more terror in a predominantly white country. White supremacist terror is way more pervasive. Anti-government right-wing extremism is literally the fucking leading cause, if not the entirety of terror acts in like 2019 and 2018. It's fucking insane.
Constitutional right. And I think we ought to keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Also, the irony is, like, you know, we don't blame all Muslims, but also we need to do a Muslim ban. We need to do a Muslim ban, folks. We need to stop all Muslims from coming in from high terror areas into the country.
As we talk about this issue.
Yeah, you guys remember when the Sharia, when the fucking pro-Sharia jihadists, Wahhabists stormed the fucking Capitol? That was crazy when they did that, remember? Or when that fucking jihadist drove to El Paso in Walmart to kill as many Mexicans as he possibly could? Or when that jihadist went into the fucking synagogue in Pittsburgh? Remember when all of those things happened? Oh, wait, no, they were literally all white supremacists.
Be brief, Mr.
Inbred motherfucker.
And frankly, the people who are already willing to break current laws are going to continue to break those laws. They're not going to say, oh, well, the government said I have to go through a background check to do this, when they're already willing to sell to criminals or to skirt those laws. Just because it's doubly illegal is not going to matter to them.
I just wonder where this is headed. I mean, where are we actually going with these proposals?
Like, this dipshit doesn't fucking care about shooting guns, okay? I don't give a fuck that he's like acting on acting on behalf of like people from Missouri, okay? Josh Hawley is not like organically a guy who needs to fucking shoot guns. I'm sorry, he doesn't give a fuck. It's same with Ted Cruz. These guys literally adopt the gun aesthetic specifically so they can win over their voters. Okay, that's it.
Who advertise.
Marsha Blackburn uses her questioning during the gun violence hearing to invoke the violence that we saw last year on our streets, the rioting. Yeah.
And Americans are turning to their Second Amendment rights as a way to protect themselves and their families. Many people were so disconcerted with the violence that they saw last year on our streets, the rioting that took place during the summer, and they're fearful. And they want to make certain that they are prepared to protect their families' safety, and they worry the police won't respond fast enough if their communities are victims of an attack. I
hate these people so much. I hate them. I hate them so much, dude. What? Firearm mortality by state? Age-adjusted death rates. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, no, it's by... Are you against people owning guns? No, I'm not. I don't know why everyone always fucking says that. Like, I love the immediate rush to be like, oh, you must hate everybody owning guns, brother. That's what's going on. You fucking hate people owning guns because you're a fucking goddamn commie who don't want guns, even though most commies love guns and want fucking everyone to have guns. Like, no, I probably shot more guns than most people in this chat. Okay. Seems like a reasonable question, to be honest. No, I enjoy shooting guns. Okay. I think guns are fun. I think it's important for someone who fucking covers these sorts of atrocities to at least have a working knowledge of how guns work and have a better understanding, to understand where fucking gun chuds are coming from and gun enthusiasts are coming from. I'm not the type of person who's like, I fucking hate guns across the board. I think guns are bullshit and should not exist. I mean, I wish guns did not fucking exist. Let's be real. In a perfect world, guns would not exist. But having said that, guns do exist and they are fun to shoot. But there is no fucking rhyme or reason. Yeah. Oh, here, dude. Here you go. This is your fucking, this is your guy. This is Josh Hawley. Like, 2:30 on a workday and Josh Hawley's 30 miles from Jeff City buying wine. I'm here to get some artisanal cheese for my cheese and wine. He's gonna fuck his wife. Yeah. What is the legislation needed to help our situation? Yeah, he's got some pecs on him, dude. The UK and Australia banned them outright after mass shootings. Why is it hard for the USA? Because we are not a real country, okay? We are a fake country. We are just a mishmash of different corporate interests that get together and loosely tie one another, loosely tie ourselves to some fucking notion of like national identity. That's why we are different than other countries who have been able to responsibly take action and deal with the fucking problem. We are not a real country. We are fake. We're a fucking fake country. We're a fucking fake country. Belgium is more of a real country than the United States of America. It's the truth. We are built differently. We are 100% built differently. We just have a bunch of fucking corporate interests that we that we operate on, or at least our government operates at the behest of, and we constantly we recognize that reality, so we constantly talk about other dumb shit over and over again to make it seem like there's some change happening, but ultimately it's just no actual change will ever occur.
Another mass shooting in America, a deadly rampage in a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado, leaving 10 people dead, several yet to be identified, and including a veteran police officer, a father of 7.
Yes, fellow officers holding a procession overnight to honor 51-year-old Eric Talley. He was the first officer to respond to the scene. It was just minutes after the 911 call came in. This morning, we are live
7
on
children,
the scene,
dude.
and we will hear from some of the eyewitnesses on how they escaped.
But first, TJ, let's go to our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, who's there in Boulder with the latest on this tragedy. Good morning, Matt.
Robin, good morning. You can see that entire shopping center is still locked down. And those cars you see behind me, they actually belong to shoppers who fled the scene. They were unable to get back to their cars. Police still processing that scene. And this morning, we spoke to eyewitnesses who described the sound of the gunfire, the smell of the gunpowder, and the sheer terror they felt.
Guys, we got people down inside King Soopers. Holy
This morning, gunfire and terror in a supermarket and another Colorado community reeling after a
They don't
deadly
show
mass
anything, but
shooting.
still.
Guys, there's an active shooter!
People say 10 people were killed, including a Boulder police officer, the only person wounded, the shooter. At 2:46 p.m. on Monday, a man armed with a rifle opening fire at this supermarket's parking lot, continuing the deadly shooting spree inside.
The officer down inside the building.
Police responding within minutes. Officer Eric Talley, the first law enforcement at the scene.
It looks like we have an active shooter. The white male, middle-aged, dark hair, beard, black vest, short-sleeved shirt.
Instantly, the upscale market turned into a hellscape.
Well, I could smell the gunpowder, so they were pretty close.
Some shoppers and employees diving for cover, others hiding in a storage room.
We were like sitting ducks. I'm still shivering. I'm still shaking with this.
And in the sprint to safety, gutting decisions.
I was maybe about 5 feet back in an aisle when I heard the first shots.
You immediately know what they were when you heard those shots?
I mean, they came very quickly. So the third shot, I knew it was gunfire. I saw a woman, shorter than myself, running towards me with a terrified look on her face.
By 3 p.m., a massive law enforcement presence was building. Boulder police joined by the FBI and ATF.
Without that quick response, we don't know if there would have been more loss of life.
Officers with long guns and SWAT teams racing to take positions. Some stacking up outside the entrance. Others lifted in that crane to the roof.
The entire building is surrounded. You need to surrender.
Officers seen taking this shirtless man into custody. His leg smothered in blood as he
got shot in the leg.
Loaded onto a stretcher,
So I can't
seemingly
show
in
it.
handcuffs, and rushed away in an ambulance.
This is a tragedy and a nightmare for Boulder County.
Hours later, somber city officials revealing the final death toll.
We know of 10 fatalities.
Everyone the gunman shot died, including slain officer 51-year-old Eric Talley. Police vehicles holding a procession overnight, escorting Officer Eric Talley's body from the scene. And one of his fellow officers on the force said he never met anyone who didn't like Eric Talley. He leaves behind a child as young as 7 years old. And overnight, the police chief here saying that it'll take them at least 5 days to complete the investigation. They want to go through that supermarket meticulously. And prosecutors say they're going to bring the full weight of the law against that suspect to bring justice to the victims' families.
Hi.
Biden's remarks we already saw. Debunking the media's white male shooter myth? What is this?
So first thing, who here owns a firearm?
Oh God, I can't watch this. They're only talking about the cop, bro. Of course they're talking about the cop. It's like, that's noteworthy from a media point of view. Chinese to calm down with the ACABs due to cop died. Yes, the cop that died in this situation literally was doing the brave thing that you are supposed to do as a police officer. Okay, like shitting on him in this regard is fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, like you're being absolutely ridiculous. Like this is literally what fucking police officers are supposed to do. This is their job, is to bravely fucking put their body in front of fire, in front of people fucking shooting at them, and try to protect the community. That is literally what a cop is supposed to do, and that is what this cop was doing, and it was the right thing that he was doing, and unfortunately he got killed in the line of duty. Okay? Like, don't fucking disrespect someone who is actually doing something that they're supposed to be doing in and exhibiting bravery. Yeah, we're gonna do the DC thread in a little bit. I don't want to fucking. What do you think would happen if they repealed the Second Amendment? It's not gonna happen. Why didn't they shoot to kill the terrorists when they shoot other people who are less dangerous? I don't know. I mean, I think the reason why was because he said that he like took off all of his articles of clothing, took off his vest, to put his gun down after literally killing a cop, by the way, and like getting into a gunfight with police. They say that he was apprehended peacefully. Also, he was white. I mean, he's Muslim, and you know, that information came out recently, but he is fucking white. He's a white Muslim dude. They described him as white in the dispatch. Yeah, they did. I feel like cop killer overrides being white. Well, it didn't in this situation. The question shouldn't be why they didn't kill this guy, but instead why do they kill others? Exactly. No, you're absolutely fucking correct. That is the real fucking problem. The real problem is not why didn't they kill this guy. The real problem is why they kill so many others. Yep. Great way to succinctly describe the actual issue. Okay, Chief Maris Herald, last victim removed from scene at 1:30. Chief Herald says officers dispatched at 2:40. 10 shooting victims, ages 20 to 65, were named by Chief. Governor Jared Polis says every level of law enforcement is working together to make sure we can bring justice in this case. That's exactly what Boulder police officer Eric Talley was doing when he lost his life on the line of duty. He was heroically trying to save others. We will hold the evildoer responsible to the full extent of the laws for his actions, and we will always remember the victims of the King's Supers shooting. Why can't the Dems pass gun control legislation when they have a majority in both chambers? Because there is something called the filibuster, as we have talked about extensively here. There is something called the filibuster, which prevents Democrats, or which prevents anyone really from doing anything unless they have a filibuster-proof majority on any specific bill. They can just hold it up and stop it from passing. Okay. I'm not going to watch the Steven Crowder fucking thing. All right. There's a $3 trillion spending plan, and then we're going to look at DC statehood.
Next big priority for the White House after that massive $1.9 trillion COVID relief package passed.
Do we know, is white people do more terrorist attacks in the U.S.? We do know white supremacists and far-right anti-government extremists are responsible for the overwhelming majority, if not nearly all, of the fucking domestic terror incidents in at least the year 2019 and in subsequent years and years before that and years after that. Since 9/11, white supremacist terrorists are responsible for more than 75% of terror incidents on U.S. soil. Like when it comes to domestic terror. So this notion that like we really need to fucking maintain a close watch on Muslim terrorists and not even fucking bat an eye at white supremacist terror, or try to look at white supremacist terror's root causes as though it's like individuals who were just having a bad fucking day, is idiotic, insane, really stupid, and also counterproductive. Now, the answer isn't to also cast a dragnet on all white males or some shit, which is never going to happen anyway. Come on, let's be real. The answer isn't to like treat white men as the American government has treated Muslims. The answer is to, again, address the fucking root causes of the problems and put together some regulation so it's not as easy to fucking do acts of terror.
in Congress earlier this month, and now White House officials are getting ready to present President Biden with this combined $3 trillion in spending. Some of it will be for infrastructure like roads, airports, schools, and clean energy programs.
We talked about this before, but this is going to be called like homosexual Marxist agenda. They're going to fucking they're not going to be on board with it. It's a T. We just passed a $1.9 trillion spending plan. And there was a lot of pork in that, and the Democrats used COVID to sneak in all of their crazy pork spending. Now you want to turn around and push for another $3 trillion spending plan by calling it an infrastructure bill? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the homosexual Marxist agenda through and through. This is not the Green New Deal. This is the Gay New Deal. We cannot have this kind of big government spending at a time when the deficit is so vast, so large. If you want to focus on infrastructure spending, why did you delete the Keystone Pipeline Agreement? Took away jobs from 150,000 American men that needed those jobs desperately. Yeah, this is Green New Deal. This is the Green New Deal that is going to destroy this country with gay socialism. While hiding in the form of an infrastructure bill, which of course the Green New Deal is literally an infrastructure deal. So, they're never going to push for this, and they're going to say this is the Chinese global this is the Chinese fake climate change fake news, and that's precisely why they are they're going to stop it from passing because it vilifies like fossil fuel producers and shit.
Other funding will be for a series of other domestic priorities, which could include everything from universal pre-kindergarten to free community college to a national paid leave program. And it's all under this umbrella of the president's Build Back Better program, which you might remember he discussed on the campaign trail to rebuild after this pandemic. And because the size and the scope of this plan will be historic, administration officials are expected to divide the proposal into two separate bills. And sources are telling us they're insisting that we're in the early stages of this plan, which will face fierce opposition among Republicans on Capitol Hill. The White House wants to pay for it with tax increases on corporations and the wealthy. The question this morning is whether Democrats will be able to move this plan through the House and the Senate all on their own, as they did with the COVID relief package. Of course, we'll be watching as that plays out here on Capitol Hill.
Hi, everyone. George Steph.
I've talked about this already yesterday, but it's the same shit. It's going to be the same shit. We're going to talk about DC statehood now, which is at least like a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? A little bit of fun stuff. Now, this is one of the main arguments that I find hilarious. So, DC statehood is completely reasonable. Okay. DC has more individuals living in it than Wyoming, and yet it's not a state. The fact that they pay federal taxes, yet still do not have a fucking say in what happens in their lives is ridiculous. It is at the heart of taxation without representation, which our founders were definitely against. But the reality is DC has a large black population. The reality is that DC slants overwhelmingly Democratic. And that's precisely why Republicans are not going to want to have another state that is going to automatically give two fucking Democratic senators. That's part of the reason why Democrats are pushing for it, because why the fuck not? I mean, it's ridiculous. The Senate is becoming increasingly more and more unequal. If you recall, I believe in the last midterm general election, 40 million more Democrats voted, and yet we have a 50-50 gridlock Senate, despite the fact that 40 million more fucking Democrats voted for senators instead of Republicans, because the inequality is literally built into the Senate structure. When you think about the state of California, for example, the state of California has 2 senators, and yet it has the total population of like 5, 6, depending on how you do the math, up to what? Fucking 6 states? I forget what it is. I mean, it's nuts. You can, I don't know what the exact math is. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So it's ridiculous. The inequality is built into how the Senate works and how the Senate operates. Democrats want to at least make it a little bit more equal, while also simultaneously adding more representation to a group of people that are nearing 1 million in population. A million in population, 100,000 more people that live in than live in Wyoming. They do not want it to become a state because they just don't want the extra fucking Democratic freebie seats. In the past, this is what I was thinking of. Yeah, 40 million people give 46 senators, 40 million people 2 senators. So let's see what incredible counter arguments Republicans added to the argument, the reason as to why DC should not be a state. The Heritage Foundation's Zach Smith was arguing against DC statehood. It says DC residents already impact the national debate. Let's hear it from him, though. It's really fucking good.
Also wanted to avoid one state having undue influence over the federal government. There's no question that DC residents already impact the national debate. For the members here today, how many of you saw DC statehood?
Okay, dog, do you not understand the fucking irony in what you're saying? Like, DC already impacts the debate? Motherfucker, they don't even have representation. Like, what are you talking about? Like, DC already impacts the debate while I'm simultaneously refusing to give them a seat at the table. You understand? Like, what do you mean DC impacts the fucking debate? You know what really impacts the debate? Not the will of the citizens. Certainly not. Not in the United States of America, where, again, like I said, we're a collection of fucking corporations and their values that these politicians and lobbyists fucking demonstrate, including Zach fucking Smith. What does the Heritage Foundation do? Literally lobbying. Okay? In a conversation that is supposed to make the system a little bit more democratic, this dude is literally saying DC would have an outsized representation in the argument here, while simultaneously denying them the right. If you want to actually make the system more democratic, then abolish the think tanks, including the Heritage Foundation, and make it illegal to get campaign contributions from corporations. There you go. Make it more democratic. If you truly cared about democracy, that's what you would do. Not try to stop a fucking state from... Yeah, if you truly care about democracy and proportional representation, abolish the Senate. Like, ridiculous.
Yard signs or bumper
Motherfucking Chuck Todd ass barcode bangs Andy over here.
stickers or banners on your way to this hearing today. I certainly did. Where else in the nation could such simple actions reach so many members of Congress? Framers also wanted...
Yeah, framers, dude. You know what else the framers wanted? Black people to remain slaves and women to be property, okay? So the framers wanted a lot of dumb shit. There are a bunch of different ways that framers wanted to carve out the states too, what was it, like Mega Virginia? I saw that one, where Virginia is like one massive fucking state. Yeah, yard signs are the end all be all, like as though these fucking dipshit lobbyists and corporate demons are going to be swayed by yard signs, when fucking actual polling numbers do not even matter in this regard, as we saw. Yeah, oh no, they'll see bumper stickers and they'll change their minds. Here's Republican Rep. Jody Heiss arguing against DC statehood because it doesn't have land. Oh, this is the greatest part.
The only state without an airport, without a car dealership.
Folks, DC doesn't have a car dealership. I don't know if you knew this or not.
Without a capital city, without a landfill, without even a name on its own, and we could go on and on and on. DC would be the only state, the only
Yeah, this is how the framers intended for states to look, by the way. Yeah. Fucking Long Carolina and Mega Virginia. I love that.